Hello everyone, I'm HTTYD collector, and today I got an exciting video for me as I finally got my hands on the HTTYD Dragon World of Berk Book of Dragons Volume 2 set. So this must normally be the complete set when you go from the numbers, and I will go over each number, each figure and everything like that. I have made myself blind on what dragons will be included, so I'm really curious to see. And I will just go in order of the numbers so you can see which dragons you pull from which box. And hopefully we do get every single one. So yeah. Alright, so these are the boxes for anyone that's curious on how you know which dragon you get. So this is of course the front of the box, and this one says volume 2, so make sure you have the volume 2 ones if you're interested in those, because those codes of course only apply for this set, which makes sense. And on top of the box, and you turn it around, you here have a number. And it says like a full code, and then it says 01. For example, the next box says 02. It's always ensured for me if it just depends on which case. Like if you get one normal case and you get all the numbers, you get the full set. But if you get like a random other box and you get the same number, if it's the same figure. But I guess that would be the case. And you have 10 dragons normally to collect, and I have from 1 to 10. So hopefully we do get all of them, but that's how you tell which one you're supposed to be getting, or which dragon is associated with a number. So yeah. So let's start with box number 1. So I will just go over the options anyway. So we have what it seems to be. We have a Monstrous Nightmare, a Rumblehorn, Nadder, another Monstrous Nightmare, a Zippleback, Toothless with a red tail. I don't know if we got red tail before, I think so. Gronckle, Skrill, Toothless, and another Toothless. So we got 3 Toothlesses it seems. Again, I'm looking at like my display. I'm really curious to see if they're like different looking as well. Same for the Monstrous Nightmare and the Skrill and stuff. But yeah, we'll see when we open them. So let's open up the first box. So we do have like a thing on the side for this, which is the easiest, if I can open it at least. Oh, come on. For me it opens weird, but it doesn't really matter. Okay, so as always we do have our card, and the card also has the stats from what we've seen before. And so this is the Nadder we'll probably get, and this is the other card. So I'll put this in the sleeve as well. So each one normally comes with a card, and then of course the background. I don't usually put the backgrounds. I like to prefer to display this part of the card instead of this. The background seems to be the same as the previous set, but then yeah, we now have these cards. And I think this is like the same one as all for the Deadly Nadder, so this is also nothing different. So number 1 is a Deadly Nadder. So we'll see how she looks. And if we get all the parts, because I got one set before, like I gifted it to someone and they were missing like a complete part, so that does happen too. Like, where does my box now open? There we go. And we got Deadly Nadder. I was really scared it was gonna be a Skrill, because this one is actually pretty purpley. So let's see, look at the parts. So she is way darker than the previous one. So we had 2 in the previous set, like a lighter one and a transparent one, but this one is like completely more of a dark color compared to before. And same for her wings and the tail. We'll just over the camera a little bit when we assemble her. Oh yeah, and then of course we always have the stand. I always forget about that one. So just like the plastic stand, so you can put your book like this. We're gonna attach the parts to our dragon. So normally they slot in pretty easily, but I have seen before that this is not always the case. And then it's also like unclear, like does the tail have to go like this or up? I think it has to go like this, maybe. What feels more natural. And then the wings. And for some people that have seen like my first video, these do not always click in as easily as it seems. I got one Toothless where his legs just do not want to slot in at all. And now for this, it's not the easiest. Like sometimes they do pop in and sometimes they do not. Like now they did. But yeah, we have our deadly Nadder. And then you can put in the stand. Like just put this in the hole. Like this. Although what I do think, like, if I remember this, the legs are now already attached to the dragon. I remember that I had like Stormfly had to be had separate legs too. So yeah, there she is, or the Nadder, Stormfly, whatever you would like to call it. And then you have like over here like a little opening in the back to put your background, or what I like to do is just put it in with the display card of the dragon. So yeah, that was our first one. Then this box is number 2, as you can see. So first one was the Nadder. And then I'm really curious to see what this one will be. What I'm curious for is if the later numbers were mostly Toothlesses. So I'm really curious to see if that will be the case here too. Oh, it was not all the way open yet. There we go. Yeah, you can tell from the card already which dragon you will get, so I'm curious to see who we get. Monstrous Nightmare. So again, I will sleeve this for myself. But I think there are 2 ones, so I'm really curious to see which one this one specifically is. There we go. There we go. Just have like a nice sleeve for myself. Okay, let's slide this off. Oh. And this is also the same, so the little boxes are the same as wave 1, so nothing really that new. Oh, his pattern is way less present, it seems. Okay. Ooh, but it does have a cool pose. So he has like his head turned down, like as if he's like gonna breathe his fire. And then you have his wings. For some reason, oh yeah, we always have like this little logo as well. We have like his arm, and then the pattern is way less present as the wave 1 one. And then we have the tail, which is just normal, nothing that's specially added. And then his legs look really funny, like little duck leggies. There we go. Like, look at the little feet. And then the first wing. There we go. Second wing. These are really like opened up. There we go. So it's like flying. It's fully open pose flying in this one. And then we have our base. Or like our rod. And then you can attach him to his base. It still is a bit in the way, it feels like. And I don't, oh, it doesn't seem like his wing is fully popped in either. Like it's always like such a weird, like irritating thing to do. Like now okay, now he pops in and then he doesn't. Okay, so there we go. So we have his tail here as well. Just a little bit more. Like this one is a bit annoying, I do have to say, because like that as well, because his tail does curve downwards. And then you have the peg. I just have to move himself on the peg, because otherwise it just hits the bottom. And yeah, I cannot put him up. Like right now too is like falling down. He's way too heavy. But we'll just put in our card as well. There we go. So yeah, as you can see again, it's just like going over the base. But other than that, he looks really, really cool. The dragon itself looks awesome. Like Yeah, it doesn't. Mine doesn't work that well. Because I want to put him a bit more like this. Like, it's a bit annoying, I do have to say, but it looks really cool. And yeah, I like his flying pose compared to his, like the older one was a one where he was just like standing, it seemed. So him and flying is pretty cool. There we go. See, but yeah, I can see again, his tail just touches the bottom. So yeah, number 2 is this Monstrous Nightmare. Alright, so our next box, number 3. On the top, on the side again. Oh, cannot always open these too well. Come on. Like, once this breaks off, you cannot really pull it open. There we go. And just one side again. Oh my god. This is, like, you cannot even go in with scissors on this one. There we go. And then we have our card again. And number 3 is gonna be the other Monstrous Nightmare. So, we'll see. Like, you can see again, the card seems to be the exact same as the previous one and also as the older one. So it's nothing really that new. There we go. So this one is, let me see how he looks. Ooh! Oh, his wings look completely different. Oh, he looks like he's supposed to be on fire, it seems like. That's cool. Okay, so get him out. Okay, so it's the exact same pose as the previous one. But this one is, let me see if it focuses a little bit better. There we go. So he is more transparent. And he doesn't have like the extra added stripes on his neck. And then his horns are black. But then his wings have like this really cool pattern on them. But for some reason my one wing is like going like this. I don't know if that's supposed to be normal, I don't think so. But we have this, and then the tail is also transparent, so he doesn't have any black on him, except for his horns. So let's see, so let's attach him. Like, I think this is like way cooler because it makes sense for this dragon to be, to make transparent and not like the flames, because he really looks like he is like doing his what's it called? His fire. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, and also the little leggies. Like, this tail is like less irritating to me as well. So let's put in the peg. And it also doesn't have a colored underbelly. I just noticed that, like, just like plain flat, nothing that special. But I do think he looks cool. And compared to the other one. So, like, if you want more of a like transparent one that's on fire, this one is better than this one. But if you want just on a really good Monstrous Nightmare, I would recommend the one from Wave 1, personally. Wave 1 had a way more accurate Monstrous Nightmare, and it was a bit easier to handle than this one. But it's a nice one. This is a really cool one. So yeah, that's number 3. Alright, so we'll go to box number 4. So we have had our Monstrous Nightmares and our Deadly Nadders. So we'll see what the next one is gonna be. The Skrill! And I believe the Skrill was also number 4 from the previous one. So that's like curious, but number 4 is the Skrill. I'll put it aside. Oh, I really hope this one is like way darker or transparent. I really hope so. Ooh. Yeah, he seems darker. I'm not really sure, but here's the Skrill. Come on, focus, please. There we go. There we go. So I don't see anything that differently. Like, I have to take my other one to compare, but again, the legs are already attached, which is awesome. That's not like a separate part anymore. Then we have his tail. Nothing really that extra special, so I'll just add that one onto it. And then the wings do have like this gradient pattern between them, and then the other side is just a plain same color, but you can see it's like a little bit different. And just plop them in. It feels more of a dark purple than the previous one, the first one we had. There we go. And it looks really good. I'm so happy to have some more Skrill merch in general, so there we go. But yeah, nothing really that special like comes to mind for this one. Just that's a cool dragon. I might get my other one because I'm really curious now. Okay, so I did compare like from a distance and just to look to it, and this one is way darker. So they are different, but not different enough for me. Like for me they're different, but I know that some people would not like to see that as like a new figure. But yeah, other than being a little bit darker, there's nothing different. The card is the same again, and the dragon pose is exactly the same. So yeah, but for number 4, that's this one. Now we go to number 5. Let's see. And this one is a Knife Fury. So we'll have a Toothless. Again, same card. In the previous set there were 2 different Toothless cards, so I'm really curious to see if we will see that too. So this is just the Knife Fury trading like fish legs card, so that's pretty cool. I'll open this up. Which one do we have? So it's a Toothless with a saddle again, and a red tail fin. So this is one we have seen before, but I think the previous one had a brown tail fin, if I'm not mistaken. So now we have the red one. But other than that, it seems to be the same figure. So it's Toothless. Come on. Focus, please. Just want to focus on Toothless. Come on. Oh, from this work, so here he is. So then it's like his downward pose, and then you have his tail, like I showed off, and his 2 wings. And again, as you can see, there is no separate pieces for the legs, which is so much better. Like with the legs, it was such a hassle, it seemed. This one is really difficult to get in. Oh, I don't want to break anything. This one doesn't want to go in that well on mine. Like this happened before too with Toothless. Like the amount of pressure I have to put, like this is not for children to attach. And what I think is also funny, that on the original instructions it features like the legs being separate. So I think they did learn from what they did before, like the mistake that was not a good idea, because they just keep falling off. So here we have our little Toothless figure with his red tail fin. And then we have our peg to put him in. I'm also not curious to see which direction it's meant to go, but there we go. And then our card. There we go. So this is like the complete figure. Again, I am gonna check. I see like my own Toothless from like a distance. I believe he has a brown tail fin. So now having the red one, it's pretty cool. But having like the same exact pose is kind of lazy, but I mean, it's a new figure nonetheless, but would have been more exciting to see him like in different poses. So yeah. So I went to confirm, and yes, all the Toothlesses from before have either their black tail fin or their brown tail fin. So the red one is new. So that's at least something. And we don't have a lot of merch with his red tail from the live action compared to the brown one. So it's nice we get both now. So yeah, this one is number 6. So let's see which dragon this is. It's another Knife Fury one, so it's another Toothless. So we'll see which one this is supposed to be. Again, a red tail fin. Okay, this one has really big wings. Oh, this is a new one. Okay, so we did get a new pose Toothless. He looks... come on. I do hope this one focuses on him because that's a weird looking one. Come on. Like, look at the mouth. What? So this is a really weird pose. Also, he does have his saddle, but the sides of this are not painted. Only his saddle is a little bit painted, like a really dark brown. But his face is like so droopy and derpy. Like, come on. Please focus on this dude. Because that's just... Come on. I don't know why he doesn't want to focus that well on him, but... Maybe it's because he's like looking really weird. But at least we do have another Toothless, like a new version of him. And then again, his tail with his red tail fin. You can tell it's the old design, which is super cool. At least I think he's new. I don't remember like having like this weird of a pose. And then his wings are huge. Like both of them are pretty big. So this one goes over here. This one does bend easily. And then the other one. There we go. So here he is. Looking pretty derpy. But cute nonetheless. Cute nonetheless. I think it's the gums. You can see it's the gums in his teeth really easily. So we'll see if I put him in. Again, he's way too big for being on this stand. Turn him around. Now put his card in. There we go. Oh, it looks so funny. Like, it looks so weird. Like, why? Why does it look like this? But at least nice to have like a new different Toothless pose added. So yeah, that was number 6. So this is box number 7. Like, if I'm being honest, like from this set, the most exciting one for me is the Rumblehorn. All the other dragons have gotten a figure before. But it's nice to at least have some different pose dragons and that they're not 100% the same, because that has happened before. Like, at least like the Nadder is a different color, the Skrill is a different color. Toothless gets a different tail and things like that, so yeah. Okay, so hopefully, see which this one is. And it is another Knife Fury. So 3 Knife Furies in a row. And this is gonna be like a wild one, Toothless. So I'm really curious what they did with this one. I can imagine it being like that weird post Toothless, but then now in his wild form. But otherwise, because otherwise we would have gotten the same dragon almost. Because we have gotten him in transparent and in normal. And I am almost right. Oh, wait, he's a bit different. Okay, so we have our weird Toothless again. So that pose I said before. There we go. Here he is, like a weird pose Toothless. But it's more of a transparent as well. There's always like a transparent version of that one. But his wings do have a little added purple to him. So that's neat. And then his tail is a fully black tail. But it does have a saddle. like imprinted, but it's like the same color as his body. So, and it doesn't have the pink mouth. So yeah, he's supposed to be a wild ivory then, I guess. His body also has, and the tail also have that purple on him. So it seems like to be the how's it called? The lighting from the sorry, wrong one. The lightning from the Hidden World. Hard to train in the Hidden World, but it doesn't happen, of course, in the live action. So pretty cool, pretty special. It looks so weird. Okay, but anyway, here we hit this one. And then, of course, the ivory card is the same one as before as well. So, yeah, here he is in his special form. The next one is, of course, number 8. And that one is the Hideous Zippleback. Again, really curious to see what they did with the other one, because he only had gotten one from the previous set. So maybe it's transparent here or something like that. I don't know. Okay. I'm looking at my other one. Let's see. I'm not really sure yet. I need to put it on here. 1 second. There we go. Okay. I think it's a different pose. So first of all, we have his big body. Again, legs being attached already. His tail, which is pretty cool with the double side with a double tail. There we go. So his tail is really close to his body though, but that could just be mine. Then we have the 2 heads of Barber Belch. Let's attach that one. There we go. And then the wings are pretty big and cool. Like this is a really big figure compared to the others. Oh. Or was that? Yeah, that's the correct one, I would guess. There we go. I think it needs to be more like this. Or if it's not the underside. Oh, wait. 1 second. I don't think. What's the underside? So that's the underside. Okay. See, that's not really clear. When they mention it. There we go. I think that's supposed to be like something like this. Okay, so what's different about this one is that compared to the other one, it's the exact same pose, yes, but the difference is that his wings are green on here. It seems to be a little bit darker as well. The pattern is the same, like I'm comparing it to my other one. Other than that, it's the exact same one, like the pose is the same, only the wings and the coloring is what throws me off. That's the only difference. Other than that, it's the same figure, but it's a really nice one. Anyway, and it's one of the heavier ones. I think also his underbelly is not colored on this one. There we go. And then put them in. I think his wings maybe go a bit differently as well, but as I've noticed with my other dragons and stuff like that, it just sometimes depends on the quality of the box or the figure that you're getting at that point in time. Because like this too, like this isn't really that sturdy. Let me get the card in there. There we go. So yeah, that's one. It's number 8. This one is number 9. So we still need the Gronckle and the Rumblehorn. The Gronckle was in a completely different pose, it seemed like, on the box. So I really hope it is in real life as well. But we got the Rumblehorn. Oh, I'm really excited to see this one. So this is a completely new card as well, made for this figure. Where's the C? Ah, there he is. Okay. Ah. So first up we have his body. Like the head looks so funny. And then we have the purple and the blue on the top. And then we have his knocking tail, which I'm gonna attach already. Like his bulldozer tail. Lines up. And then we have his little wings with the blue on top. So that's awesome. He's way smaller than the others. Like, way smaller. But it's still pretty neat. This size I prefer more than, I do have to say, than the other ones. Like, this one is easy to attach, easy to put together. Just, oh, it just topples over as well. There we go. So here's the full Rumblehorn together. So this is a really nice new one. So that's number 9. So now we got our last box, which is box number 10, which should be a Gronckle. Otherwise, we do have a problem, or I have a problem. Because I would not match. Oh, this is annoying. And it is a Gronckle, so we do have the complete set, which is awesome. Again, the same exact card as before, as like wave 1. There he is. There she is. Oh, she's only 2 parts, which is pretty easy as well. So she's in her, oh, let me focus again. She's in a flying pose. She looks really thick. Like, look at that. Really Gronckle. Only her wings are apart, which is pretty easy to hopefully attach them. I can come back to that comment, but there we go. Let me try to. Like, this was the same issue that we had with the Toothlesses and their legs, but it's in. And then we attach this. So here she is flying around. I'm really happy to have her in a new pose. She looks pretty cute, like with the blue. Really blue and that little face. She looks a little derpy, like, I don't know if it's like just my eyes that are like completely on the wrong place, but she looks kind of wonky. I think mine does, like just wrong attachment of the pupils. Yeah, pretty cute, so I'll attach her as well. And now we have our complete Book of Dragons wave 2 sets completed. So I will go over every single one again, and then yeah. Alright, so here we go over our complete set. So first of all, we have the Deadly Nadder, which was number 1. The normal Monstrous Nightmare was number 2. Number 3 is a transparent Monstrous Nightmare. Number 4 is a Skrill. 5 is Toothless in his like pouncing pose with a red tail fin. We have our new version of Toothless with a red tail fin. The same pose but transparent with purple. The Hideous Zippleback, number 8. Number 9 for the Rumblehorn. And number 10 for the Gronckle. So yeah, I do hope that you enjoyed this unboxing, and if you did, please give this video a like, subscribe. You can also follow me on my Instagram to keep up my collection. I also have my website where I try to eventually upload everything, how to trade around of my collection, and there you will also find the codes for these if you want to be remembered when you're out on the road and you find these. And otherwise, I do hope to see you guys in the next video. Bye everyone!